Hello everyone and welcome to Inside the Den, and quick peek at a game's features and overall gameplay. Today we're going to take a look at War of Angels from Neowiz Games and NJ Interactive. Now this is a 3D fantasy MMORPG, and if you like what you see in this video and you want to learn more about War of Angels, you can check it out over at MMOden.com or click the link below. Alright, here we go. So as you can see, I do have one character created, and I did play a little bit, got my character to level 7, so I got a little bit of understanding of the game. You can see I have one other character slot that I can create character with, and you do have two ones that you have to unlock. So you can have a total of 4 characters if you want to. Let's go ahead and create a new character. Now one thing I can tell you that some people have kind of been upset about, and as you saw when we were logging in, there was only one international server. Now there used to be a few other ones, each with several channels, and the game was really popular when it first started. But I can tell you that one of the big complaints is, as you can see here, there's 4 different classes that you can choose from. You've got the fighter, the rogue, the ranger, and the mage. And there's nothing, majorly out of the ordinary as far as these different classes are concerned. Your fighter is your basic warrior DPS or tank type. Your rogue is exactly what it is. Massive DPS, quick attacks, dex based. Ranger is your distance type fighter, DPS, and your mage is your magic user, also range DPS. We're going to go ahead and create a fighter, but as you saw, there's no additional races. You just have the one race type. And I know different people that I've talked to, that's one of their complaints as far as the game is concerned, is they wish there was just more variety. Now, you do get some different variety, and there are some other things about the game that are quite different, especially once you're able to get wings and fly around. You can actually do that fairly quick in the game. There's an early merchant that has these boosters that you can get for 100 silver, which is not very much as far as the game's currency, and you can fly around using those boosters. Now, as far as once we get back to the character creation, the character customization, as you can see, the face type, there's only 3 face types. So not a lot of variety there. Hairstyle, same thing, only 3 hairstyles. Let's go ahead and go with that one. Hair color, there's black, kind of a dark blonde or a light brown, and then a red. So we're gonna go with the black, and then skin type, once again, there's only 3. Excuse me. You've got a few different weapon types that you can start with. We're going to go ahead and start with a 2-handed axe. And as you see, this isn't the armor you start with. So if I went ahead and started, we wouldn't start with that armor. We actually start with this armor, and then we could choose a different color. So let's go ahead and go with the red, and you can adjust your guy's size, make him really tiny, not really tiny. I mean, really tiny would be if he only came up to his waist. But we're going to go ahead and make him as big as we can, and let's go ahead and create and get started. So there we go, let's get connected. You can see you got a few different channels, they're all running smooth. We'll enter that one. Essentially they're all running smooth because, like I said, the population has decreased quite a bit, but the game is still online, so it must be doing well enough as far as monetarily to keep the game going. Let's hope that that continues, and maybe over the course of time they'll add some other races and things like that. Now they did put a little bit of time and effort into, you've got a startup cutscene. You do have a little bit of error here where you've got existence going off the end. They could have easily truncated that and put existence on the next level, or they could have made it a little bit wider. I am playing at a pretty large screen resolution, but you can see there's plenty of room to make that a little bit larger. Or they could have done a little black bar down here at the bottom, put that text in there, and it would have even made it easier for you to read and less distracting as far as what you want to look at. But you can see you've got these things crumbling up here in the air, and you've got this giant waterfall. How exactly water continuously gets into this space and comes down in a waterfall, I'm not sure, but these things usually defy logic, and that's why they call it fantasy. So, but you get a good idea of the world, and you can even see this is some of the beginning area that we'll be hunting in as far as the first monsters we're going to take out and things like that. But let's go ahead and skip this and get right into it. You do have a very basic tutorial, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, we can escape if we want. So we can move around with the left mouse button. We can also move around with W on the keyboard. We could turn. We can go backwards with S. You can see all the directions we're getting here. You can strafe right and to the left. You could turn, jump with spacebar. Turn with A. turn the other way with D, and then press M to open up our map. And you can see on the map they give us quick directions. You can see right here, here's Nathan the village elder, so we need to go talk to him as he has the question mark above his head. You can see the game does start you off with a decent amount of quests. There's quests sitting all over here, all those yellow exclamation marks. So let's talk to Nathan the village elder, and as you're going through this tutorial, you'll see you get these question marks pop up, and that leads you to this help menu, which does a pretty good job of walking you through all the different things that that the game has to offer, and it does a good job of, like I said, walking you through it and giving you the basics. So we want to complete the tutorial. Yes, I've completed it. Alright, so we got some, let's take a look at our inventory. So we did get some potions. We've got a health potion. We'll go ahead and place that right there in the hotbar, and we got a mana potion. Let's place that. Let's move some of these around. We got sit and stand. We'll move that around. We've got this death blow, which we'll talk about in a second, and then we do have one starting skill, which is satisfying blow. So Nathan wanted us to go talk to he actually wanted us to talk to the mayor, but the mayor's out of town, so we're going to go talk to the butler, which is kind of like the mayor's right-hand man. As you can see, the jump isn't this obnoxious jump to where you jump way up here, but the game does allow you to fly, so later on, jumping does get very minimal, especially when you're flying around all the time. So we actually didn't pick up the quest that we needed to, but let's go back and run back to Nathan real quick and get that. So we can complete the quest. You can see there's going to be obviously one for this guy, the blacksmith. And what's really weird is in these images they show that the quest completion and stuff are very, very bright. Well, once we get up to him, you'll see they aren't really that bright. They're pretty kind of just basic and dull. Not the bright colors that you see. Alright, I'll go find that guy. Accept. So let's try this again. So let's head over in that direction. You are able to look around your guy by holding down the mouse click and check everything out. Or running over here, let's look at some of the other things. So you do have a party menu if you press P. If you press O, you've got your community, your friends list, your block list, and you do have the ability to get a mentor. So you can pick him, and mentor is a person who helps you level up until you reach level 30. You can only choose one mentor. So you can see, even once you get up into the higher levels, you can even select yourself and put yourself in this mentor list and allow people to select you as their mentor. So let's talk to him and complete this quest real quick. I understand. Let's finish. And he wants me to go and get a box from Blacksmith Graham. Alright, so let's take off in that direction. Let's look at some more of these features. I brings up your inventory. What's really weird is U actually brings up your quest log. So let's take a look at this real quick. So we now have this over here, and as you can see, this little hand popped up. So that's telling me in the direction that I need to go. It's actually giving me a clue of you need to head in this direction to be able to find the completion of this quest. And we can move this around and drag it by grabbing this little thing here. And we can also go and bring up the mission map, which you can see here, and it even takes, and it's got a little pen, or a little quill I should say, that puts a little circle around exactly where we need to go. Now this is really useful, especially if you're out in the wilderness and you have a quest and you have monsters that you need to take out. You can't exactly find out where they are. Now you can either use the hand to find where they are, or you can take and bring up that map, and it will take and draw a little circle around exactly, not exactly, but for the most part in the general direction of where the monsters are that you need to go and fight. So he has a couple of quests for us. Let's pick them up, and he has the chest for us that he needs us to deliver, and we can trade with him and go ahead and take a look at some of the items he has. He's got weapon, armor production tools, essentially a lot of stuff for your crafting and being able to forage and mine and pick up different things out in the wilderness. So there are a few other quests in this area. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We can see where they are, and you can see there's now a question mark because it has the box that he wants us to deliver. Let's talk to the guard Dirk real quick and pick up some more of these quests. Please tell me about overlapping items. Then I'll tell you about There's a pretty simple thing to do. You can overlap the same item on one icon. How do you do it? First click and drag the icon of the item you want to overlap, then click again. Alright. Of course, it only works on the same kind of items. Do not overlap all items. Weapons and armor cannot be overlapped. There are a few more items that can't be overlapped. So they have a whole overlapping system where you can essentially make items better and kind of double up their skills and or their attributes and things like that. So let's talk to Cayenne, the armor merchant, pick up the Quest he wants us to go kill some skinny leshes. We did get a quest to go kill some other leshes from the armor merchant Graham. Let's see what Amy has for us. Now Amy also sells the boosters that allows you to fly very early in the game. Now unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and pick up her quest for that. Unfortunately, I only have 90 silver, so I can't afford the booster. But she also has the street store wagon, but you can get the street store wagon through questing, so you don't have to purchase it from her. But I guess if you do lose it or something like that, you are able to repurchase it. So we have one other quest we can grab over here. Oh, no, that's the guard Dirk. Let's head outside. There is one guy outside that does have some quests for us. And let's go ahead and show you guys some of the combat. So Suzanne has some, or I think a few quests for us actually, not just one or two. There's several. There we go. It has 3. So it needs us to kill leshes to get 10 lesh fur. Alright. Needs us to take and get some brittle fur from the skinny leshes. And then he also needs us to pick up some, where is it? There we go. Some rich and glossy fur from the fat leshes. Now the good thing is these quests all overlap, so I can do them all at the same time. Let's go ahead and show you guys some of the combat. So you can double left click and start your attack right away. You also just use your hotkeys, so you can take in single left click. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. Eventually. There we go. So you can see we leveled up right away. And he did drop a little bit of items, so let's acquire all and take all that. We did get some things here, so we leveled up. When you level up, you get additional ability points. We'll take a look at that in a second. So the ability points bring up C. I don't see any ability points. Remaining stats, 0. We didn't get any ability points for leveling up, so maybe next time. So under C again, we do have the mastery. So you do have a skill system where you have to buy skill books, and then you are able to assign those skill books. But you also have this as you use. Let's see if we can see it going up on it every time we use it. Well, it's not every time we use it. Let's see if, there we go. So we did take him out, and once we did kill him, we did get a bunch of skill in that. So it looks like the more we use it and the more things that we take out and kill, this will go up. Then we'll get better at using our, it's funny, it has it under two-handed maces even though it's a two-handed axe. But, you know, whatever. So let's take out a few more of these guys. Let's look at some of the other info. Disposition. Now this moves as you do different actions. So you either go towards the negative side or towards the positive side, and that makes you essentially good or evil. And you know, and there's not, it's not a pure system, but it's a general idea. And then you can see there's PvP results, so it does keep track of your PvPs, total wins, losses, things like that. Return position, it also shows you exactly where you have your return position set up. Let's take a look at the rest of these. Use skill, as we have that one assigned, we've been using already. You can rest, so once you get down in some hit points and mana, you sit down. Let's take a look at that real quick. Actually, it's not coming up. Let's use the hotkey. There we go. So we sit down, and that will allow us to rest up and get our hit points, and then acquire. We've already taken a look at that. But let's run around a little bit. Let's kill a few more of these. We do have 15 more to go, but let's take a look at the actual distance. Skyline looks pretty good. You can see we've got this flying boat essentially up there in the dock that maybe travel around with to different towns and cities. But since you are able later on in the game to fly on your own, that whole system gets pretty interesting. See, there's the waterfall that we were talking about when we first came in. And the graphics, as you can see, are very well done. They put a lot of time into it. It really is too bad that they didn't put some more time into some additional races and things like that to give a little bit of variety. You've got some basic character models. The animation is nothing cutting edge. It does kind of remind me of some older games, especially when it comes to the character models. You can see there's a boss over here that this guy is taking out. Let's jump in and help him out a little bit. Let's attack this guy. We probably won't do. Oh, we actually did do some damage. Looks like he's healing himself, so I guess every little bit that we do will help him out. So there you go. We helped that guy out. We did our good deed for the day, and he gave us a little buff. So what does this do? For 9 minutes, we got an attack power increased by 10. So here are the skinny leashes we have to take out. Don't know exactly how to say that. Leashes, leshes. But I think it's leshes because there's no A in it. But they aren't dropping everything. And as you progress through the areas, you can see on the map, this should pop up any second now, because we are in this area. There it is. As I said, any second now. The game is kind of fogged of war as far as the map is concerned, and as you move around it will open up the different areas. You can right click on it and you can bring up the larger map, and I believe, nope, that's not the area we're in. I think we're, there we go, an S. I should have known that because our bind spot is here. So there's several different areas that you can go and explore. I haven't gotten far enough into the game to know if there's more than this. It looks like if there's not, they've left it open to where there can be. So the game world isn't huge right now, but it's decent enough size when running around and doing different stuff. And as you can see, there's variety as far as the monsters are concerned. You continue along this road and there's kind of some treants and things like that that you fight, and then there's some more humanoid type things. And then this is the death blow attack that we were talking about a little bit, or that I moved around. This is kind of like in your perfect world, you've got experience, and as that grows and fills up a few times, you're able to use this death blow. It isn't an area effect thing, kind of like it is in perfect world, but it does pretty much take out any one monster that you want it to. You've got some barley here that you can collect and do different stuff. So the crafting system, and the crafting system is pretty intense, and then you've got the ability to collect and create different things. There's some of the treants and things like that. Alright everyone, my time is up. I hope you enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you want to play or learn more about War of Angels, you can read our full review on MMOden.com or click the link below. Till next time, thanks for watching.